Washington has the most regressive tax code in the nation. Middle-class families pay more than double to nearly 4 times as much in taxes as a percentage of personal income compared to top earners. For low-income earners, it's 7 times more than the wealthiest among us. It's fundamentally unfair. Hi, I'm Noel Frame. I represent the 36th District and serve as the Vice Chair of the House Finance Committee. Washington State has real problems with how we fund our priorities. My focus here in the legislature has been to fight for a tax structure that does not rest on the backs of the middle class, working families, and small businesses. During the education funding debate last session, I knew that in order to address the magnitude of our state's funding needs, we needed to reform our tax structure and consider a range of progressive revenue options. The Republicans disagreed, proposing a property tax-only solution that served to raise taxes on largely Democratic districts in the Puget Sound while providing a tax cut to largely Republican rural districts. During the final days of negotiation, we were faced with a terrible decision: allow the state government to shut down and hold the line on progressive revenue sources, or accept the Republican property tax proposal to fully fund schools. While I oppose the property tax package, our budget negotiators compromised to ensure the budget passed before the deadline, avoiding a government shutdown. They negotiated a lower property tax increase than the Republicans originally proposed and hoped that we'd be able to lower property taxes later on. And that time is now. Relying so heavily on property tax is a terrible burden for seniors, working parents, and middle-class families, particularly those on fixed incomes who have seen the assessed values of their homes skyrocket in the midst of the state's economic boom. So we're tackling this challenge with both a short and long-term solution. In the short term, we plan to use some of the extra revenue that has come in this past year to lower taxes in 2019 and 2020. Democrats have also proposed a long-term solution that will replace a significant portion of the state property tax with a new progressive revenue source, an excise tax on capital gains. The proposal is essentially this: if someone is selling corporate stocks or bonds and reporting that to the federal government, that person will also owe the state a 7% tax on those gains. That revenue goes directly into expanding the property tax exemption for low-income senior citizens, veterans, and disabled folks, and lowering property taxes for everyone else by about half of what it increased this year. In this proposal, we were careful not to hurt those retiring. So retirement accounts, including your IRA or 401k, and the sale of small businesses, which is often the owner's de facto retirement plan, are exempted. The proposal also exempts sales of all single-family residences, condominiums, and duplexes or triplexes from the excise tax, and a few other types of property as well. With this proposal, an estimated 48,000 tax filers would pay the capital gains versus the 2.3 million households looking at an increased property tax bill this year. In fact, according to the Seattle Times, Amazon owner Jeff Bezos and Microsoft owner Bill Gates, 2 of the richest men in the world, together would pay about a quarter of all of the tax collected by this proposal. We can no longer rely on regressive taxes to fund our responsibilities like K-12 education, higher education, mental health and healthcare, and every other program that our communities value. It's time to support reforms like this that relieve the burden on the middle class and working families, ask the wealthiest among us to pay their fair share, and make our tax code more equitable. I'm State Representative Noel Frame. Thanks for tuning in.